Hello and welcome to the complete guide to Hobo Tough Life, the series where I go over every detail and mechanic in this game. In this episode, we are looking at skills. In Hobo Tough Life, there are 7 core skills: speech, begging, trading, stealing, dumpster diving, crafting, and lockpicking. Speech is a skill that mainly deals with the conversation option of dialogue when talking to NPCs and the mini-games within conversations. Speech can be leveled quite easily by simply talking to everyone and choosing the first dialogue option. This works in tandem with other skills as it boosts the chance of having a successful beg, sell, or steal. Base conversation rate of all NPCs is 99%, and the repeated conversation percentage is based on the level of the speech skill. When conversation with NPCs is successful, it raises all of the other dialogue option chances, but if unsuccessful, it lowers them. This is not a very important skill and should not be focused on leveling. It will be gained very passively by simply interacting with NPCs. It is generally better to conversate then beg than to conversate twice then beg for a higher beg rate, as the second conversate normally has a higher chance to fail than the beg. Begging is a skill that influences the chances of a successful beg. Begging does not increase or decrease the amount rewarded. Begging rewards are decided by the difficulty of the NPC. There are 3 difficulties of NPCs: easy, average, and tough. As the NPC is more difficult, the chances of a successful beg are lower, and the increase in beg chance from skills is lower as well. As difficulty increases for the NPC, the reward is higher, with easy giving about 15 to 25 crowns, average giving about 40 to 60 crowns, and tough giving the most at 80 to 110 crowns. Higher level begging also increases the begging minigame green bar count, with an extra bar for each expert and master. Once you have completed a successful beg, you will no longer be able to talk to that NPC. Begging is a very important skill, as is by far the easiest and probably fastest way to make money in this game. A high begging skill is important early game, so I recommend to go and beg from as many NPCs as possible. Conversate first, and then beg to raise the chances of begging. Having high levels of charisma works well with a high beg level, as it lets more people talk to you so you can get more money on average per person. Trading is a skill that determines the chance an NPC will buy an item off you from the sell dialogue option. This does not affect the price of the item, it only affects the chance of getting a successful sell. The sell price of an item is decided by the NPC's difficulty. The same item will sell at 3 different prices to different difficulty NPCs. The expert and master of the skill both widen the green minigame by 1 and increase the number of items you can sell to an NPC by 1. Both the expert and master skill can stack. It is advised not to sell quest items unless you have more than 1. Try to only sell to average or tough NPCs to make the most out of your sell items. If you have a legendary item such as cheap jewelry, concert tickets, or luxurious lighters, make sure to sell it to tough NPCs for the most money gains. Dumpster diving determines the quality of loot found in dumpster bins, and it also increases the number of warnings when diving. Warnings given are in a 1-to-1 ratio to the skill level, so level 1 dumpster diving gives 1 warning, while level 5 dumpster diving gives 5 warnings, and so on. You can dumpster dive in many different containers around the map. There are 3 sizes of dumpsters around the map: 3x3, 5x5, and 7x7. They contain 2, 6, and 10 shrapnels in them respectively. Some dumpsters are locked and must be unlocked. When going through a locked dumpster, you can be arrested by cops and smoking NPCs that are in line of sight and nearby. To make the most of dumpster diving, I'd recommend going to the charity to get free clothes or buying cheap clothes to put on to dumpster dive, so your main clothes don't lose their durability and extra effects. You gain more dumpster diving XP for clearing all of the dumpster, minus the shrapnels. They do not give extra XP. Stealing is the skill that affects the speed at which you can steal from NPCs. Stealing can be a valuable skill as it lets you get free items, which can be pivotal to the early game. When dealing with NPCs, you only have a small time frame which you can steal items. Although not noticeable at first, the speed increase of the skill saves a lot of time when on stealing runs and can help you clear out an area before a smoking NPC or cop catches you. Smoking NPCs will re-enter their building after 10 or so seconds, so you can go back and start stealing. When caught stealing, the alerted NPC will first start slowly walking towards you, and once he gets towards you, he will send you to the jail. If an alerted NPC catches you stealing again, he will instead sprint at the player, at a speed slightly faster than your running speed. To escape NPCs who are running towards you, remember they cannot jump, so parkour or jump off ledges to get away. Most containers that level up stealing also need to be lockpicked. The expert and master of these skills increase the amount of items available to steal from NPCs. Stealing decreases morale by 3, but it cannot go below 0, so it is advised to steal a lot at once and then use morale healing items to save on money. Crafting is an important late game skill as it lets you craft valuable materials such as useful and epic junk and strange and remarkable fabric. You should get to level 3 in crafting by disassembling junk you find and by crafting structures. Once level 3 is reached, make as much useful junk as you can during the night to level crafting more. Once crafting is leveled up enough, you will be able to upgrade furniture in the hideout, and that will give bonuses to player resistances or hideout carry weight. Crafting materials can be found while dumpster diving and can also be bought mainly from Monty and some other stores. I'd recommend to only go and buy materials if you have plenty of extra money to spare. Lockpicking is a skill that involves unlocking containers and doors. The higher level the skill, the larger the sweet spot or unlock area of a container is. The expert of the skill lets you pick advanced locks and increase the durability of your lockpick. The master increases the durability of your lockpick further. Your lockpick's durability will reset if you stop picking lock, so you do not have to break picks if you know your pick is about to break, as you can leave the lockpick GUI. Lockpicking is not very important and you don't have to worry about leveling it up. This skill will level naturally as you go around and steal from containers and open trash bins. This is the end of the skills guide, and if this helped you, let me know. And if you find anything wrong with this guide, put it down in the comments, and happy hoboing.